My name's Denise McCabe and this is my Make It Monday for this week. Today we're going to be playing with the Gilded Leafing that's in the mini catalogue, January to June mini catalogue, and it is going to be carried over to the new annual catalogue, which goes live on Tuesday the 4th of May. So just bear with me while I turn my phone around and we'll get started. Okay. So this is the mini catalogue, the January to June one. So this still goes through to the, double check, the 30th of June. So everything in here is still available until the 30th of June. So we're going to be playing with the Gilded Leafing. And with the Gilded Leafing you need the heat and stick powder. So, and a heat tool, and Versamark or double-sided tape or anything that's adhesive so that this will stick to it. So I'm going to use a Versamark pen that I've had for a long time. Stamping Up used to sell them a long time ago, but I'm going to use that in conjunction with some of the alcohol ink. So I've cut some of them out, so we won't probably use those ones. The alcohol ink technique we played with last week. So I shall clear things away and we'll get ready. And the Gilded Leafing is carried over to the new annual catalogue. So we'll get that out of the way. So I will try it on the vellum first. So I'll get my little heat and stick powder out. And Shelley and Sarah, when they demonstrated this on a video on the demonstrator website, they suggested to put it into a big container because when you open this, it kind of explodes. Or it doesn't explode, but if you've got a fan or a window open with a breeze, you could be in trouble. So they suggested to put it into a bigger container. So I have done that. So we'll work with that in a minute. Okay, I just want to make sure this is not dried out. Oh no, that's fine. Put that there. So I'm just going to put some lines on this vellum with the Versamark pen and just see what it can do. And I've got a piece of copy paper here because I probably should have opened this all up, made sure, there we go. I'm just going to put it where I've put the line. I have cut a piece of this out too. So can you see how the heat and stick powder has stuck to the Versamark pen? So the Versamark pen is just like an Versamark ink pad, but in a pen form. So I shall put the lid back on that because I don't want it blowing everywhere. So you just heat it up enough. Don't overheat it. And then get your Gilded Leafing. And just put it down into it. Now it goes everywhere. As you can see, it's going everywhere. I bought a makeup brush, which I don't think is the right kind of brush for what I'm wanting to achieve, because you just brush the rest of it off back into the container. I think I need like a stencil brush, but I'm having trouble finding one. Or a firm paint brush. Anyway, you can use your fingers to just sort of rub it off. I think I'd like to try and buy a stencil brush though, because that would be the best thing I think would work. So that's that on the vellum that we did last week, and that's stuck. It's stuck, not stuck in some places. You can just pick some up and stick it a bit, rub it in. You can just sort of work with it. It's quite fun to use. It's a little bit messy. Well, not messy, fiddly would be the word I'd use. I'm just going to put my lid back on that. I've got bits flying everywhere. And I'm just going to get a sponge. Okay, Stamping Up have retired these sponges, and I think they have sold out. But they're stained from ink, from sponging things, but it won't come off. It's dried out. So let's try again. I'm going to have a go on the glossy cardstock that we did last week. So with your Versamark pen, I'm just putting random lines everywhere. I'll get my copy paper back in and my heat and stick powder. There's a Versamark, it's just hard to see where you've done it, but it sticks to it, so you can sort of see. I might put another line there. So this heat and stick is kind of, you just use it like embossing powder. It's just the same way. You just put Versamark down, heat and stick instead of the embossing powder, and you just heat it until it goes, I'll show you, I'll see if I can show you, till you can see it turning a little bit clear and it's sticky then, okay? And you don't want to overheat it because then it loses the sticky. It sort of melts so much that it dries out. Wow, I've got golds going everywhere. It just sort of blows out of the container. So face down into the container. Not sure if I could do this as a class because I think I'd get into a mess. But we might. We'll see. So I've got a sponge, so that's working quite well. That's why I'm thinking a stencil brush would be really good. Had a look in Bunnings for a stencil brush, but they just was more the paint section. I thought Bunnings had a craft section. And Riot Craft Shop's gone, and someone also told me that Eckersley's Craft Shop has gone. So I don't know what the artists on our on the Central Coast are doing, because they were the art sort of shops. Maybe COVID killed them, business-wise. So I'm just picking some up, as you can see, and rubbing some in. It is a very fiddly technique. So that's it on the glossy cardstock with the alcohol ink technique underneath. Let's try. I'm just picking up bits of gold. Put the lid back on. If you sneeze or cough, turn away. Okay, so what have I've got the shimmery. I've got the shimmery and the watercolour. So once again, I will get my Versamark pen. Getting a bit hot, and I'll have to have a sip of water. It's kind of nice onto the alcohol technique. I'm actually making this Sunday evening, this video, because I'm back to work tomorrow after being off sick for a couple of weeks. And my other co-worker's on holidays, so I have to go back to work, sadly. I'm not sure if that's worked. I don't think it has. So that's interesting. Let's just try. Let's just try and heat it. I can't really see it. It's a bit different because it's on the shimmery white paper. That didn't work. How interesting. I wonder if it'll work on watercolour. Let's try. Maybe the paper's too absorbent. No, it's not going to work on that either. Well, that's interesting. That's something we've both learned. I'm not even going to heat that because I know it's not going to work. Okay, so they don't work. I'm going to try. What am I going to try? I might try. Try and cover up my boo-boo from last week with the blend that soaked straight into the cardstock, the shimmery white cardstock. So this is just 3 strips of double-sided tape, so it's going to be sticky, so there's no heat embossing with this. It's just pure stick. So you can see why you need a bigger container to brush the excess off. That one's a bit big there. Oh, there it goes. So it's just sticking exactly where the double-sided tape is. I lifted up the backing and I'm just stuck it straight down into the gold leafing, the gilded leafing. So that's another way it works. And I'll do one more. I'm going to live life dangerously and not put my lid back on. Let me see, this one. And I'm going to use skinnier tape this time. Let's see how that works. So it's just a matter of playing. Trial and error. Sometimes there's more error. So I am going to cut those little bits off. So peel off the backing. And once again, get your gilded leafing and just face down into the gilded leafing. Now that looks messy. But it's interesting. It's interesting how it can... It's not a technique for everybody. Some people would find it way too fiddly, and I get that. But it's interesting to see what you can do. So you don't need a Versamark pen. I just happen to have one. That Stampin' Up! Used to sell them a long time ago. I tend to hang on to things. That's why I need a whole craft room all to myself. I can't share a study with my husband. He's got his own study. His and her studies. So let me just put that lid back on and pick up those little bits, because you can use... I'm just trying to pick up some little bits. There we go. Okay, so I didn't get all of them. So this was with double-sided tape, skinny double-sided tape. I think it's 3mm. This was with the 6mm double-sided tape. And so that's on shimmery white and that's on the watercolour paper. These ones were on the glossy cardstock and this one was on the vellum. I could still get a bit more of that gold off there. So that's what it looks like. That's the gilded leafing that's in the current mini catalogue, carrying over to the annual catalogue. And I'll just tell you how much it is, because I can't actually remember. Okay, so the gilded leafing is $15.75 and the heat and stick powder is $10.50, and that will last you quite a long time. So will the gilded leafing. So that's my Makeup Monday for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you'd like to get any of these products, just contact me and I can help with an online order. Remember also that today, Monday the 3rd of May, is the last day to get any last chance products from the annual catalogue, and the new catalogue goes live on Tuesday. Thanks for watching.